Welcome to Plant Etc. My name is Mika. If you don't have the space for large metal shelving and you're looking for a small budget-friendly system, this video is for you. Just keep on watching. Thank you, Mika, for this great introduction. Today I'm going to show you an alternative to the large shelving that some people use. I don't have that much space, so I have to think outside the box. So I will show you a simple and cheap method that I use to start my seedlings. You will see how I assemble the shelving. I'll show you that in this video. Also the lights that I'm using. I'll show you the tips and tricks that I use to make sure that I have great lighting for all my seedlings. And I will also show you all the little other accessories that I use along the way. So let's get started. I'll show you the list of the items that I'm going to use. Of course, with the shelves, I'll show you how I assemble them. I have all the little bits that I'll need to put it together. Then the next item that we will need for sure are the lights. And the lights that I have are simple ones. They're shorter ones that fit inside the cells of each one of those shelves that I have. I also use a timer, of course, because you need to keep track how long they stay on, and I'll explain a little bit more later about that. And then the trays. Those are the basic things that I call my essential. Next are the items that are not as essential, but pretty good to have. They're nice to have. So the first one is Mylar. I'll show you how I use the Mylar, but it is something that really helps, especially with the lights. The next thing is a small fan. This one is a computer fan, as you can see. It's just a little small one, but you do have the option of also using just a regular size fan. That will also work. Then the other item that I have is a bucket. This one is a collapsible bucket, as you can see, but once you pop it open, it's very usable and very practical to use. I use it to mix my soil and to add perlite and other great items to make sure my soil mix is great for my seedlings. The last couple of items are things you can have, like a humidity dome if you don't have a space to really create that humidity for your seedlings when they start, and also a cord or a chain that you will use to, of course, lift your lights. I said those as nice to have because you can use whatever you want for the lights. You can use just regular cording, or like I'm showing, the chain that you see there. The next step is to assemble the wire metal shelving. This is the perfect setup for small space indoors. You will see that they come already disassembled. They're easy to store once the season is over. You can use as many as you want. In this case, I'm going to use 4 of them. That's what I need for my indoor garden, but you can decide to use 6, 8, 9, whatever works for you. It's a great system because they're easy to assemble. The process is a cinch. It just requires a few clicks here, but make sure you still put everything together securely. These little metal shelving are going to support the full life cycle of your plants, from the seedlings all the way to full grown plants. So like your tomatoes and your peppers are going to live on these shelves for the whole time until they're ready to be put outside, of course. As you can see, there's my setup, the 4 cubes that I am using. Okay, next step. Now onto the trays. I'm really curious to see how that's going to work. Let's watch all together. Yes, Mika, I use these plastic trays. I'm telling you, I'm calling them my life-saving trays. They fit perfectly. They're like a 10 by 10 and they fit on the shelf perfectly, just so smooth. You get them in a kit when you buy them online. They come in a kit where you get 64 pots. They're about 2 inches in size. The trays are very sturdy and you can slide them on these little cubes so easily. No concern at all. I'm showing you 2 types of trays here. One of the trays is from the Bootstrap Farmers, which are smaller trays. They're about 1.5 inches instead of the 2 inches from the other ones that you get in the kit. But they still fit really nicely on these black trays here. The black trays that they come with are sturdy and you can use them to water your plants from underneath. So they are so strong. Best purchase ever. Now on to a really good hack that I have for everybody. This is a time-saving hack. You see, these little pots that you're going to get are going to last you forever. So you're going to need to keep them clean to make sure you don't bring any fungus to your little seedlings when you're planting them. So to help with that, instead of you washing it by hand, I mean, you can still do that. But in my case, I put them in the dishwasher. Just put them on the first rack. Don't use any heat on them. It is excellent. They come out clean. It's easy. You run them one cycle and there you go. I do let them air dry instead of putting the heat on them just in case the plastic would get warped. But otherwise, it is the best time-saving hack ever. What do you think, Mika? Wow! Now, we all know that plants need sunlight to grow. How are you going to do this indoors? You're going to have to replicate the sun. So you're going to use some grow lights? Yes, Mika, you are correct. We're going to have to use some grow lights. We have to replicate the sunlight, and that's the only way to do it indoors. So I'm going to show you what I use. I use these grow lights that are not ordinary grow lights, of course. They are perfect for indoors. They emit about 2,000 to 3,000 lumen per square foot. Now, lumen sounds all fancy, but it really means the spectrum of light that it puts out to be able to get your plants to grow. And what I do is I tie about 2 of them per cube. I'm showing you that right now. Every cube's going to get about 2 of those little lights on it. That will really help the plants to really grow quickly and to keep them very lush and green. When I put them up, I usually tie them up with a little bit of a metal chain. You can use whatever you have on hand. I'm showing you, of course, that's what I use to clip them together. It makes it a little bit easier, so that way I can adjust it very quickly. But you can use rope, you can use string, whatever you use, as long as you can move it up and down to adjust for the plants as the plants are growing. Great. Now what are we going to do with all that light that's escaping around the little metal cage? You know, what do we do for that? I bet you're going to use Mylar. Right you are, Mika. Yes, we're going to use Mylar. By using Mylar everywhere around the plant, we are kind of harnessing it. We're keeping it as if it was in our hand, closed and cocooned around the plants. We're going to hit the plant with lights from every direction. Mylar is a brilliant mirror-like sheet. It's very reflective. You could use aluminum foil, however, aluminum foil will tear as you manipulate it around different pieces of cardboard or different pieces of material to cover. In this case here, I'm using cardboard covered with Mylar, or the little plastic sheets that came with the shelves. I'm covering them with the Mylar and I just taped them on there. It is a great material to use. Basically what it will do is the light will diffuse all around the plants and penetrating even the most hidden corners of the plant. This will help the plant grow consistently and not to be all leggy and have misshaped. It will really, really help them to bounce and be so perfect. Mylar sheets are excellent as for reflecting light, and this will help increase the efficiency use of your lighting. So we can't increase the lumen, but we can make the lumen work for us. So there you go. That's my tip for increasing the light on your shelves. What about my hydro bill? How much will that cost me? bill. Let's see, you have 4 lights. They're running about 6 watts each. That means about 6 times 4, 24 watts. You're going to run them for about 12 hours a day because that's really the minimum that you need to run the lights for your plants. You can go as up to 16, but let's use 12 hours a day. Then we have to convert all this into kilowatts. So we'll do the little conversion. Let's say you're running at 30 days in a month because it's going to take a few months to get all these things going. Let's keep going with the math here. Let's see. You've lost me with all those numbers. Talking $12. That's cheap. The final piece of the puzzle, air? Really? Air? Yes, Mika, air, I know. And by air, I mean air circulation. You need to create a little bit of a breeze around your plants. This is basically going to be done and mimic via a fan. So any fan that you have, a small fan is perfect. You don't want to create a big hurricane here. You just want to create a little bit of a breeze for your plants. You can do that with the small computer fan or just simply with some of the small fan that you have that you use in the summer. This is basically a way of recreating the natural breeze that plants would experience in nature. And by doing that, you're going to help your plants grow to be stronger and to be more resilient and have a very great, strong stem. It's a consistent little motion that you're going to create. And like I said, not a big hurricane. It doesn't have to be too robust, but this is a perfect way of introducing your plants to a little bit of air movement that will really help them once you put them outside. And it will also keep them stronger. Wait. How much is this going to cost me? Oh, yes, Mika, you are totally right. I would have forgot to cover this. The cost for everything that I've shown there is less than $100. You can get all the pieces, the lights, the shelving, the trays and all that. It's very, very reasonable. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is not an expensive setup. So for my Canadian friends, if you want to get the Bootstrap Farmers containers, I've listed a Canadian website where you can get them from, and the shipping is very reasonable. For my US friends, of course, you can go directly to the source and get it from the Bootstrap Farmers directly. I've also added the options for all the Amazon links. You can find everything that I've talked about and shown today on Amazon if you wish to go that route. Okay, thank you very much, and make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. There's more videos coming, and my sidekick Mika will be there for the next video. Okay, thanks guys. Bye. Happy gardening.